Brothers, hey brothers, so I'm just keeping y'all updated on the Ben Simmons saga. Brothers, from what I've been hearing from my sources, Ben Simmons is going to be traded. He is going to hold out. He doesn't give a shit. So let's get into this video. This video, I believe his name is Adrian Wojnarowski. Wojnarowski. I call him just Woj. WOJ. I got the J in my. Let me shut up. I can't rap. Let's get to this video. I'm going to react and comment and chime in.
All-star Ben Simmons will not report for the opening of training
Ben Simmons is not a star. He's a superstar.
next week and intends to never play another game for the franchise, sources tell Adrian Wojnarowski. Simmons hasn't spoken to the team since a late August meeting when he communicated this message to the Sixers. Now let's bring in our NBA senior insider, Adrian Wojnarowski. Good to see you.
Nice. Max Kellerman and Adrian. What a good combination.
Who broke this news, of course.
Max.
He's a one-man industry. Why is Ben Simmons taking this stance now to never play for the Sixers again?
It's very simple, brothers. And by the way, I have not watched this video yet, so I may be off. I don't know what they're going to say, brothers. But the reason why I personally believe that Ben Simmons is taking this stance is because I believe that Ben Simmons and Rich Paul have discussed their options, and I believe that right now behind the scenes they're working on finding a way to get him to where he wants to get to, or somewhere nice, maybe the Spurs or something like that. And I also believe that another reason why Ben Simmons is doing that is because the media has been ripping him. Brothers, the media has been destroying Ben Simmons. His own teammates threw him on. His own teammate Joel Embiid pretty much threw him under the bus with his. We had a dunk, but settled for a layup, pretty much. No, settled for one free throw, and then his coach threw him under the bus. So, and then the fans in Philadelphia, they're just ruthless. Like I told you, brothers, I root for the Eagles. Now I'm not a 76ers fan, so I love this situation that's going on. It's funny, but my opinion personally is that the reason why he's doing it is because he can, and he realizes that he just doesn't want to be in that toxic situation. There's nothing the 76ers can do. Now, if it was me personally, I would just tank. No one had that Ben Simmons value. He can get his money. So what I would do, and it's a trade anyways. So what I would do is I would go to training camp. I'll report, but I would just tank pretty much. I would just throw the games. I wouldn't try. Because I mean, you have fully guaranteed contracts. What can they do? I would just keep getting paid, keep banging hoes, and I would just throw games. I would point shade too, all kinds of shady shit.
Max, really unprecedented, especially a player with 4 years left on his deal.
4 years left on his damn deal. Yeah, this is actually crazy. 4 years left. Come on, Ben.
But Ben Simmons believes, I think his best way, his fastest way out of Philadelphia is to sit out and essentially, put this Sixers season in peril. This is a team that was the #1 seed in the East last year, has championship aspirations. Joel Embiid in his prime, and without Ben Simmons, there's a gaping hole in that team. It's not a championship contender.
I agree, brothers. That's what I pretty much was saying. Well, I did not say that, but what he said actually makes a lot of sense. Well, yeah, no, that is pretty much what I said. I pretty much said he can do that because he has the power to. Ben Simmons is so valuable. If they don't have him, they're not getting out the first round. See, the Sixers now. See, Joel Embiid understands that without Ben Simmons, he knows that he's not getting out the first round. He knows that. You saw what happened before against the Celtics. They're not getting out of the first round without Ben Simmons, man.
I think Ben Simmons believes he can hold out, perhaps without getting paid, without money, longer than the Sixers can hold out with him not on the floor and essentially maybe costing them the season. This is really a game of chicken.
He must really hate it in Philly because it's not like he's going to magically learn to shoot as soon as he leaves, and they're a very good team. Why? Well, let me ask you this. What teams who can actually make a deal, potentially could trade for Ben Simmons? They have enough interest to do it.
Okay, okay, brothers. Now this is the good part. I have not seen the Seven Brothers, but just for me personally, I told y'all who I honestly heard about: the Nets, the Knicks, possibly the Nets, the Knicks. I heard the Celtics. I've heard about the Kings, the Warriors, the Spurs, and I've heard about the Kings. I forgot which. I think it was the Aaron Fox. I heard the Aaron Fox straight up. I heard about a trade, brothers. De'Aaron Fox straight up for Ben Simmons. That trade actually would make a lot of sense, believe it or not. That's probably a good trade, but or maybe even the Mavericks or something like that. I mean, who knows? But we'll see.
Philadelphia's talked to teams throughout the league, and some have been more serious in their offers than others. None for Philadelphia serious enough, but teams like Minnesota, Cleveland, San Antonio, Portland, and a
Told y'all San Antonio Spurs. That's the team I think he probably gonna end up on.
number of others. And I think what Ben Simmons is hoping is that perhaps one of those teams gets off to a more difficult start and they start to up their offer and they offer more. And listen, plenty of these trade scenarios, Max, are 3-team scenarios, 4-team scenarios.
Yes, brothers. I was telling y'all that. Woj is pretty much confirming everything that I said. I told you, brothers, that before. I told you it's not going to be a straight up trade. I said in order to move Ben Simmons, you're going to have 3 or 4 teams involved. That's how you get Ben Simmons to a really good position or a good team, is that you're going to have him moved around, so to speak. Once he leaves the Sixers, he's fine. They can go from there. The main issue for him is going to be getting out of the Sixers. Once he leaves the 76ers, I mean, he pretty much can get to where he needs to get to. So I'm pretty excited to see where this goes. Like I said, I see Spurs, Blazers does make sense for his sake. I hope he does not go to Cleveland.
For example, Minnesota doesn't have the exact package, but they can use their assets to go get other players that would appeal to Philly. It is really difficult to trade a player of Ben Simmons' magnitude when you're a contender and you're trying to get back a return that keeps you a championship contender.
Sorry, brothers, for pausing so damn much, but this is a reaction video, so I don't give a shit. But yes, that's facts.
Typically, when players of his stature are getting traded, they're in teams that are headed into rebuilds and they want picks and young players. Philadelphia wants back established star players. That makes this more complicated.
I agree with that. That I'm gonna interject. I agree. I pretty much Rose is pretty good. I agree with what he said there. The reason why this is so difficult is because it's not like the 76ers are in rebuild mode. Like that's like trying like really the equivalent of this, and this isn't really a good equivalency, but nah, this is good. This is like Damian Lillard trying to force a trade. But there's not that many. This is like Damian Lillard trying to sit out and force a trade. Literally, I would take Simmons over Lillard, but this is pretty much a similar scenario. It's like they're pretty much in a situation right now where neither side is going to win here. Ben Simmons is straight. He's making so much money that he could literally, people say it's a lot of money he's losing. Well, y'all have to understand, he's not paying them. They're just taking it off of his contract. You have to understand that. They're just taking the money off of his contract. He's not giving them the money. He's getting less money pretty much. So it doesn't matter to Ben Simmons. He makes so much money off the court, literally. Like the guy's making 30, 40, 50 million off the court. He doesn't have to worry about his money being messed up. Like with endorsements and stuff, he can literally just sit back in his place, do what he does, and he'll be just fine anyways. So
Distressed asset now. So they'll get less than he's actually worth. And you think about Ben Simmons, he does everything at historically great levels except shoot. Including play defense. Shooting is the fun part, Ben. Come on, practice the shot.
you know why I don't like that though? Because it's almost like the shot dynamic. He does so many good things, but y'all want to nitpick his shot. That's what I mean when I say I don't like the media. The media, what they do is they create bullshit narratives, and a lot of you idiots fall for it. You have to learn how to think for your damn self. A lot of you guys are pawns. Y'all are sheep. Y'all let the media control your mentality. You let the media control your perspective on the situation. Ben Simmons does not need to learn how to shoot 3-point shots. What he needs to develop is a good mid-range game, become a better free throw shooter, and become more aggressive. He needs to get his confidence up. If Ben Simmons can shoot around 80% from the line, 45 to 50% from mid-range. Oh, if he shot 50% from mid-range, oh, he's MVP caliber. You brothers have to understand, Ben Simmons is so good. Like, people try to talk about like he's chop suey. No, nigga. Ben Simmons is literally so good, bro. He's a great defender. He should win. He's probably going to win a defensive player of the year. He's a great defender. He's a good shot blocker, good at rim protection, great rebounder, good passer. I mean, he pretty much has everything. If he had a good mid range shot, Like fuck the 3-point shooting. If he became a 3-point sniper, it's over for the NBA. But forget that. Like if he just got like some of the Giannis does, if he could just get free throw shooting regularly good, a good mid range, and free throw shooting and be more aggressive, he'd be good. Now I'm not saying, like I said, brothers, I'm not saying he's Giannis. Giannis is a two-time MVP and Defensive Player of the Year and a Finals MVP. So I'm not comparing Ben Simmons to Giannis like that. That's a silly analysis. Okay, 32 career triple doubles and second in 76ers history. Wilt Chamberlain. Yeah, that guy Wilt doing every damn thing.
Looking at the Spurs. I have my eye on the Spurs, Woj. Training camp starts a week from today.
I agree with you, Max Kellerman. That's the trade I said I see. I see him going to the Spurs. To me, that actually makes the most sense when you really analyze it.
Aside
And San Antonio is nice too, so it works out good for everybody.
from not getting paid, what fines could Simmons incur if he doesn't show up?
Well, there are a lot of levers in the NBA for a player, the ultimate being failure to render services, and that essentially could cost him his salary. He makes $33 million this year. He's owed $147 over 4 years. Philadelphia has its own team rules that they can start fining Ben Simmons next week. For example, failure to attend media day, failure to attend the first practice, second practice. Those fines are more nominal. There's an October 1st date when the next installment of Ben Simmons' contract is due, and that will be an interesting. It will be interesting to watch what Philadelphia does there. If they're really willing to play hardball and not pay him, but if he doesn't show up at all, listen, the league and their collective bargaining agreement, they have it certainly within their rights to withhold salary, and so you've got a Sixer organization going, how long will Ben Simmons go without getting paid? He's telling them, I will go the distance. I will sit out the season if I don't get a trade. And so this is going to be fascinating to watch as we get closer to camp and preseason and the start of the season.
Brothers, I was telling you brothers that too, man. I heard that Ben Simmons, brothers. That's why I said I'm keeping you updated on this saga. I'm happy that this is actually going on. I'm gonna keep you brothers updated on this saga, and I'm gonna tell you my perspective. But yeah, I think Ben Simmons is very serious, brothers. For what I, for what I see, Ben Simmons is not playing. Um, I told y'all he prefers to go to an LA team, but he just really wants to leave the Sixers, and he's going to leave the Sixers, brothers. Believe me, he's going to leave the Sixers. He's going to leave. Because see, Ben Simmons has so much money. See, what people don't understand about these guys is that when you have as much money as he does, if he missed a year, he still has enough money. He has so much money that he could literally still survive. His endorsements are still going to be paying him. He's still going to get money from his endorsements, so it doesn't matter if he sits out. He can sit out the whole year, just bang out holes and work on his game, and he'll be just fine. So, brothers, I'm really intrigued. I'm actually looking forward to see what happens here. I'm intrigued to see what happens with the Ben Simmons storyline. Um, I see this going being very interesting. I think the Sixers should just move him. To be quite honest with you, the 76ers are not winning a title anyways. No disrespect to you Sixers fans, but y'all are not winning shit. Your franchise is overrated. Y'all have some of the most overrated players in history. Guys like Allen Iverson, just overrated.